I just decided to try this for no reason at all. I got nothing to do. I'm sitting at home. I don't even know if it's going to work. What is this crap? I don't even know if anybody's going to see me here. That's why I decided to give this a try. I got nothing to do. And I don't really do a lot on this channel, but I thought I'd just go live and see if anybody sees me. Okay, there's somebody watching. Who is it? Post a comment. Somebody post a comment. I know somebody's watching. There's one person watching. Who is it? I don't really do a lot on this channel, and I'm just not doing anything tonight, so I figured I'd see if the live stream works on this thing. Who is that out there? So what's going on? I don't have anything to say unless somebody wants to talk to me. Okay, now two people in. Somebody say something. Stupid fast truck. Hey, what's going on? So, so stupid fast truck. Uh, we've been pulling Linda Ronstadt on a lot of people out there lately, right? Not too many people know what that means. It's kind of giving away your age a little bit. If you know what pulling a Linda Ronstadt means, yeah. But I just decided to go live. It's I don't know what time it is. 9:30 here in Florida. We finally got some cool weather, and you know it's been a long hot summer for us here in Southwest Florida. Yeah, right. You got to be over 50. That's true. I mentioned that to people about pulling a Linda Ronstadt on, and they have no idea what that means. Even if I tell them the title of the song, "Blue by You," they don't know. Like it just doesn't sink in. Yeah, you had to be there. But that was a popular saying I remember during the '80s when I watched the NASCAR races. Buddy Baker was good for using that comment to say pull the Linda Ronstadt on you. But so I'm not doing anything. I'm kind of. If I'll be honest with you, stupid fast truck. I'm getting a little bored with YouTube. To be honest with you, I put a lot into it, putting up over 250 videos over the past, I don't know, 2.5 years. No, February of 2018 was when I started my channel, and I did a lot of videos, and I did a lot of stuff with my car. But I'm getting tired. I'm sort of getting a little bored with it. So, I mean, I'll still be doing stuff. I post stuff on this channel just for the hell of it. Sometimes when I post videos on this channel, if I see that they're getting views, then I'll post them on the other channel. But I'm getting a little tired of it, and maybe I ought to just take a break. I don't know. I'm not really sure what the right thing to do is, but I just thought I'd just make sure that my computer can still go live and still do this, and maybe maybe I'll go live on Coyote Car Guy. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. It is hard. It is very hard to turn out content. I mean, I've got a couple of shops in the area that I could go to, plus some car shows. I could get to the track, but in all honesty, I haven't been to the track because of COVID. I'm still nervous about COVID. COVID's all over the place, everywhere you go. And oh, Bossman is live now too. Yeah, I really don't think that me going live on this channel is gonna interrupt or interfere with anybody. I'm surprised. I'm surprised anybody's here. To be honest with you, stupid fast truck. I'm surprised because with only 39 subscribers, a lot of times I post videos and I don't even get 39 views on the video. So I don't know who's subscribed, but I mean, there's two people watching. There's another person watching. I wish you would post a comment, but some people are just shy to do that. You know, but oh, Mike, I'm sorry. I think you told me that once before. I'll try to remember, but I get the memory of a goldfish sometimes. I can't remember people's names, but I'll try to remember, Mike, that's your name because it is good to know people by their first name a lot of the times because we all follow each other and we all have so much contact that it's good to know people's names. So so we're getting into the yeah. So we're getting into the cooler weather now. Usually, because I'm so far south in Florida, um, we don't get good weather unless the rest of the country is getting bad weather. This is what happens when the rest of the country, say it's from Georgia northward, north of Georgia, like Georgia and everything north of it. When they start getting bad weather, like when it gets cold and snow and it just starts to get really bad, that's when we get. Um, Here it is, early December. We actually didn't cool down until mid-November. I mean, usually we start to see cooler weather around, I don't know, the second week of October, maybe. But we haven't been getting that. We haven't been getting the cool weather at that time. It's been taking, getting into November. The same thing happened last year. It wasn't until we got into November that it started to get to cool down. And it does kind of suck. I mean, it's good. We never see winter. Like we never see snow. We never see frost. But our summers are like 6 months long, and it takes, it's just it's just a little too much. I mean, I've been here in Southwest Florida now for, I don't know, it was like right around 2009 when I first came down here, and I live and work here. So like I'm not going to leave and go somewhere else and try to find some work. My work is here, so for as long as I have work here, I'm going to stay here. Yeah, that's the problem. Crazy hot is a problem. I mean, starting to be, May starts to get hot. June is hot, but July, the humidity starts to roll in and it's just blistering hot all the way to the end of September. October might drop into the high 80s, but the humidity is still there, and it's really not that great. I have to be honest with you, it's not that great. It's okay. I'll take this over the winters that I had when I lived on Long Island because it was horrible up there. The winters were so bad, but here the summers are bad, and when you come out of it and you get into November, it's like, okay, yeah, this is great. I got the next 6 months of nice weather. The rest of the country is cold on the most part, but we get those hot summers, man, and it starts to weigh on me after a while. After a while, it starts to get to me, and I don't know. I think we'll probably will leave. I just have to get that straight with my old lady, and so as soon as she's on board and I'm ready to stop working, I think we're going to leave. I'm scoping out northern Florida, which basically gets the same weather as like Savannah, Georgia. Hey, Go Fast Nation, what's happening, brother? I came live on this channel just to see who would come in. I didn't expect much. I see three people are in here, but the third person, I don't know who it is. So, yeah, Go Fast Nation. What's your first name? I don't know your first name. Mike, Stupid Fast Truck told me his name. His name is Mike. Go Fast. What's your first name? Let me know. So anyway, I just decided to just go live over here. I'm starting to get a little bit bored. Um, okay, Charlie, I'll try to remember. Okay, I'll try to remember that. Well, I should. I think you told me that because I've talked to you on the phone. But I'm bad with names. Like I say, I'm like a goldfish. You ever hear that saying? I got the memory of a goldfish. I truly do. I've been like this all my life, ever since I've been a kid. I just can't remember anything. You know, If it gets ingrained into my head and it gets into my long-term memory, I'll remember it. Like it's got to be a traumatic event. The rest of the time, people tell me their name. Hey, how you doing, buddy? And then 2 minutes later, I'm saying, hey, what was your name? I forgot your name. So that's the way I am. I'm sorry about that. But it's nice that you guys stopped in because I just decided to do this to make sure that because I'm on my old computer. I do everything from a laptop, and this is my old computer. My new computer, I just tried to go live on, and it wouldn't recognize the camera, like something wasn't hooked up right. For the camera, the internal camera. This one, for some reason, still works. So if I do go live, I'll probably use this one. But I haven't been doing a lot with my car. Um, COVID's been keeping me in, and I have COPD, so I have to be careful what I do and where I go, because if I get that COVID, chances are I'm going to be one of the ones that don't survive. So I have to be really careful with that. So I've been staying indoors. I work. I'm lucky. Most of the time I work by myself. Yeah, Mike. See, I had to remember that. It's not worth the risk, especially here where I live. Most everybody's not paying attention to it. They think it's no big deal. I get sick, I'm down for a couple of weeks, I go back. It's not the case for me, man. I'm concerned that it could take me out, so I don't want to do that. But so Charlie, you want to know what I do for work? Well, I don't really know how to answer that. At this point in my life, I've done a lot of different things, but currently, I've got what I call a semi-retirement job because I'm getting up there in the years, and I don't have a plan to stop working. Working is something that I need to do to keep me busy. I've had a chance to stay home. I thought that I would love staying home. I don't like staying home. I don't like doing that. I have to do something. So what I do here is I build this stuff called Flexitique, and what that is a a synthetic material that is used to um, simulate a teak deck on a boat. If you've ever been into boating, if any of you guys are into boating, and if you've seen a real teak deck, what happens is if with the real teak is that if you don't keep up on the maintenance, it gets weathered, it dries out, and it gets to be a problem. There's a lot of maintenance when it comes to a teak deck on a boat. So the product that I build is a synthetic teak deck, right? And it's really cool. I learned how to do it on Long Island back in 2009. And I never thought that I'd ever do that again. But when I came down here, I was like a contractor, doing things like ceramic tile and stuff like that, because I've done a lot of that. And I found that there's a guy right in the area who does the Flexitique. So I got to talking to him. I told him I knew how to do it, and it's been a great, connection that I've made because now for 5 years I've been working for this guy doing Flexitique. And I really don't work full time. I'll do 100 hours a month at best, maybe 120, and that's basically what I do to keep busy. So what are you guys are saying here? Yeah, Mike, you got to keep busy. You know that. You know how it is. Uh, I thought that when I got to a point where I could stop working, it would be wonderful. Hey, I could stop working. No, I don't feel that way at all. I have to get out and do something. Uh, Work has taken on a different thing for me now because in my younger days when I worked, work was hard, work was difficult. Work was always on somebody else's terms. Work always had stress. Work was always, 40, 50 hours a week. Work was always something I couldn't control. Now I do my job and I do a great job doing it, but I'm the one in control. I'm the one who sets the pace. I'm the one who decides whether I even come in or not. So working on these terms is a little different ball game. Guy I work for really appreciates what I do for him because I take care of him. I make sure he meets his deadlines and I do a great job. He pays me well enough. We get along great. Um, yeah. So Charlie, you know about teak decking? Look up Flexi Teak. That's the stuff I build, and it's a very specialized trade. Not that many people in the country know how to do it. I know how to do it. I'm actually kind of good at it, and it's perfect for me. I go into the shop. Nobody's there most of the time. I work by myself. I don't answer any phones. I don't deal with any customers. I don't put up with any BS from anybody. I set my own schedule, so I don't mind doing it. And the area where I work is air conditioned too. That's very important when you do something in Florida because most places aren't air conditioned. I actually work in an air conditioned place, but because I'm plastic welding, I have to keep ventilation. I have to keep fresh air getting into the room that I work in, and that can be a little bit of a challenge because when you do plastic welding, it emits gas like a hydrochloric acid gas that emits into the air, and you have to be careful not to breathe that because you can get sick from doing that. So, Mike, you've seen that stuff. You're going to restore a boat in the next few years. Can it be done on a small boat? It can be done on any boat, any deck. Flexity can be put on, and I'm sure that there's a dealer near you. We're a dealer in Southwest Florida. The guy that I work for has the whole West Coast, all the way from the Panhandle all the way down to the Keys. Is his area. So that's the area that we service. But there's probably a dealer in your area that can help you if you want to do that. Yeah, Charlie. It kind of is a dream job. Like I say, in my younger days, I've done a lot of different things. You know, um, everything from construction to construction management to real estate management to I don't know my own trade, ceramic tile painting. I've done some mill work. I've did mostly concrete work most of my life. My shoulders are shot. My back is messed up. My knees are messed up from all the construction work. So now to work in an air conditioned building, working on a table, which is a typical 36 inches in height, and I just build my Flexitique. This is something that I could do for a very long time, as long as my hands don't shake and I still have hand-eye coordination, and I can maintain, my ability to do this. I'm probably just going to keep doing it. I don't see any reason why I should stop. Um, so Mike, you live in Indiana, a lot of boats in the Great Lakes. If you're interested in Flexitique, just go to Flexitique's website and they'll find you a dealer in the area. If there's no dealer in the area, then we can do it for you if you want. All we got to do is get templates of the areas that you want to put the Flexitique on. We'll build it and send it to you. In fact, the guy that I work for, he has actually flown to different countries to do Flexitique on boats. Like he goes to Puerto Rico sometimes. He'll go there and template the boat. I mean, yeah, I'm sure you know what templates are, right? You put paper down and you trace it in such a way you make a paper template of the area that needs to get the Flexitique. You bring that back to the shop, you give that to me, and then I build your mat, fill it up, and we ship it to you. And that's what I do. Sometimes it's slow. I get a chance to stay home, and other times it's really busy. And you know, sometimes being too busy doesn't sit well with me. I want to stay home. I like to sleep. That's one thing I like to do. I remember when I was a kid, I would love to sleep late. Like if my mom didn't wake me up, I would sleep till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You know, um, oh, Go Fast is talking to Charlie's talking to Mike. You got to remember your names. But anyway, it's nice that you guys stopped in. There's 3 people watching, and there's only 2 of you dropping comments. I don't know who the other person is, but yeah, you saw that drywall stuff. You know what? When I came down here in Florida, most of the places that I've done painting in have textured walls. Everything's got some form of texture on it. Most of it is what they call a knockdown. And anytime you have to do a repair on something, say something in the wall, and you got to open up the wall and fix a pipe or run a wire or put in an outlet, or say something got damaged or there was a leak from upstairs and the ceiling need to be fixed. You have to be able to patch the wall, but then retexture it in a way that it matches the surrounding area. And although stucco work and texturing is not my trade, quote unquote, it's something that I could very easily learn how to do. All you got to do, is take the spackle that you typically buy in the store, loosen it up with a little water, and then with a sponge, dab at it and dab it at the wall, and then knock it down with a trowel. It takes a little practice to get it to blend the surrounding area, but you can get it to work. And I sort of got a knack for that, and I ended up getting a lot of work. I There was a guy who was an electrician who he often had to open up walls to put in wires to do the things that people wanted him to do. He would call me to fix the wall because I had a knack for fixing things. So yeah, that's one of the things. And sometimes I do tile work, like you've seen me do tile work. There was one time I in one of my videos I was doing tile repairs. It was actually on my house because we were selling the house, right? And the floor cracked right in across the hallway. And when I lifted up those tiles to see what happened, there was actually a saw cut in the slab, and that projected right through the tiles, cracked the tiles. And I remember when I bought the house, I made sure that the builder left me plenty of tiles so that I could do that, because you always expect to do that. You buy a house and that everything's all tiled, and you know you're going to run into a tile problem. Usually, you drop something right in the front of the refrigerator or right by the sink. It breaks the tile, and you need the exact same tile, or it's not going to match. So when I bought the house, I had them leave me a couple boxes of tiles so that if something like that happened, I had matching tiles. I got the grout too, so I was able to fix that. And then, tile work is something that I did for a long time, and it's tough on the knees, man. I can't. I really don't want to do any of that anymore unless I do it for myself. And so I've done a lot of different things. At this point in my life, I really don't want to do much. I don't want to work hard, but if there's something that I can do and it's not too rough on me and I could do a good job for somebody, I'd be happy to do it. Okay, so comments. So Mike, you live near Notre Dame? Am I reading that right? Yeah, Charlie, you drive those semis. I've seen you go live from your truck a couple times. So Charlie, what's up with your channel? You're gonna do some videos? I mean, any content is good content. This is what I tell people, who are trying to put channels together, and everybody wants to get to 1,000 subscribers. I think anybody could get there for as long as they continue to do stuff. Some people get there sooner than others for whatever reason. That's just kind of the way it goes. But if you keep pumping out some kind of content, anything, you know, people will come your way. You know who's doing a good job with getting his channel to grow is James at the Car Mob, or Car Mob, whatever he calls himself. He's pretty dedicated to it. He goes live all the time. Like once a week he goes live, and he'll crank out a video every once in a while. And he's got a fast car. He just finished rebuilding his car. Unfortunately, his engine broke just like mine did. But he's doing a pretty good job with his channel. He's got growth. I think he's over 300. 600 subscribers now. So all it takes is consistency. You know, uh, Man, I know in my case, I was cranking out videos a couple each week for years, and man, I'm just so burnt out over it. I mean, I'm kind of stuck in because of COVID. I would probably be out doing more if it wasn't for that. But I am a little tired of. I am a little tired. I don't think I'll give it up. I think I'll still do it. But yeah. So Charlie. Yeah. Yeah. I see you're saying you're going to work on a couple things. That's all it takes. It's all it takes. Doesn't take a lot. Um, just do whatever you can. You know. Um, whatever you got. You know, I talked to Kamab a couple times, and he got the lawnmower, and I'm like, dude, do more videos of the lawnmower. A lawnmower video could get a lot of views. If it's a certain kind of lawnmower, you put the model number in the description and stuff like that, and that could go viral. If it's something that a lot of people are interested, say people want to buy that mower, you got a video out on it. Why wouldn't people want to watch it? All right, I got a couple more people come in, so you guys who are watching, post a comment. I came live here tonight, just for the heck of it. Somebody jumped in and jumped back out. I don't know what that's all about, but there is a couple of people in here, so just drop a comment. Let me know who you are. Um, yeah, you know something, Mike? I did notice that about your channel. You're actually getting channel growth, and you're not posting very much. Now, that's very interesting, and I think that's because the videos that you did put out are good videos, because you do have a very, very good way of putting videos together. I don't do that. I don't put a lot of effort into editing. Like, I don't really plan that. Lately, I've been doing a couple of different things, but I don't really put that much effort into editing. I try to find some decent music, and I try to do a few things, but that's about it. I try to find cars and projects that people are interested in, and I don't know. I think I do a fair job. I don't think I do a great job, but I think in some cases, some of my stuff takes off. But in your case, you're doing very, very well. And I also think truck content is also very popular. I think that is something that's maybe a little bit underrated. You got a hot truck and you've built it up really good, and you do a good video, so you'll get channel growth just on the videos that you posted. And then anytime you post something else, truck content gets a lot of interest on YouTube. So, you know, maybe my next vehicle should be a truck. I don't like to drive trucks. That's the thing about me, is I don't like to drive trucks. The only kind of car that I would drive is a small sport utility that's about the size of my Ford Escape. And I love my Ford Escape. It's a 2011 Ford Escape, and they stopped making them after 2012. And the new ones and some of the new vehicles, I don't like them. I like the old one. So, when I needed a vehicle, I went and found a low mileage Escape so I could have something I'd drive for a few years, until they start making stuff that I like. They don't make anything that I like when it comes to trucks or sport utilities. Nobody's got anything that I like, so I got my little Ford Escape, and I'm very, very happy with it. My Ford Escape, the 2011, has the six-cylinder in it. And that was a Duratec engine that for 2009, they gave it VVT, and it makes 240 horsepower. That little Escape rips. The only regret I have is that I didn't get one in all-wheel drive, because the front-wheel drive, with the amount of power that the engine makes, I'm ripping those tires all the time. If I had all-wheel drive, it would run better. Hey, look who's in the house, Mike J Autos and stuff. So, Mike, what's going on? You ordered a four-post car lift, install date December 21st. Hopefully 9-foot garage will fit. Well, Mike, did you take all the measurements? I think you had to have the Corvette backed in on the lift so that you could raise it, and the garage door opener will be over the hood so that you could raise the car up high enough and get another car underneath it, say the Supra. If I'm not mistaken, isn't that what you planned on doing? So Mike, you dropped a comment. Yeah, Charlie. Mike's got a great gig with his truck. Um, how about that, Charlie? How about getting a truck? Do you ever think about that? You've been talking about getting another vehicle, maybe a Corvette. How about getting a pickup truck and do what Mike is doing? That's something to consider if you're open to the idea of something different. I know you've been thinking about a Corvette or a hot pony car, but something. A lot of people are doing hot pony cars. Everybody's got a Mustang or a Camaro or a Challenger or a Corvette. How about that? How about get yourself a pickup truck? I think that's a great idea. Something that you might consider. So what else you guys saying? So Mike, you put the wall mount opener, yeah. Um, for the record, guys, Charlie and Mike, Mike J. Odos and stuff is a very good friend of mine. He and I talk a lot on the phone, and we talk about a lot of things. We got a lot in common. We're close in age. There's a lot going on with me and Mike. And Mike, Mike just did a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Mike, I don't want to give away any secrets. You want to tell everybody in the chat what happened with your giveaway? What happened to you? So Charlie, what are you saying? If I get a truck, I would go slower, lifted and off road. Okay. Do you live in an area that has like off road trails and stuff? That would be fun. Charlie, you mentioned a lightning. Okay. Um, I don't want to let out any secrets, but we're going to see a lightning again. Ford's going to build a lightning. I don't know whether it's going to come out of Ford or whether it's going to come out of Shelby, but I heard from my sources that a monster is on the way, and it could be the lightning. Now, there's been a lot of talk over the past couple of years that Ford would bring back the lightning. I think that the possibilities are there, especially now with the 7.3 liter engine and the 6.8 liter engine. Cast iron block, you could supercharge it. You could put it in an F-150 truck. I think there's a very, very good possibility we're going to see a lightning. Now, the lightning could be what I just mentioned, the 6.8 supercharge or 7.3 supercharge, probably 6.8. But they also might go electric with the lightning. It seems fitting, don't you think? Lightning, electric. Lightning is a lightning bolt, electricity. So they make it an electric truck. I think that's coming. I think that's coming. So Mike, yeah, scammers. So you guys, Mike got scammed last week or earlier this week. Somebody scammed him, and it was an innocent mistake. Scammers are very, very crafty people, and they managed to scam Mike, and that's really too bad. It was only a couple of $100. Nobody likes to lose a couple of $100. I don't think anybody likes to be scammed, but that really sucks. So Charlie, you say not great off-road areas by you? That's too bad. Yeah, and I hope they do bring the Lightning back. I'm a car guy. I'm not a truck guy. But when somebody builds a truck like Mike did, the way he built his truck, very tastefully done, very carefully done, not overdone. Because that's the problem I see with a lot of people. It's like everybody's got their own taste. I don't want to be critical of anybody, but for me, I don't like to overdo things. And today it's easy to overdo things because you can reach for more power and more power and more power. Next thing you know, it's so powerful, you're going to break every transmission you put in it. You're going to break every rear end you're going to put in it. You're going to, have drivability problems on the street. That car's going to end up on a trailer to go to the track, wherever you want to go, So you have to know where to draw the line. How are you going to draw the line? You're going to draw the line at 800 horsepower, 1,000, 1,500. There's no limit anymore. I know for me, the rules for me were about 800, 850 two wheels. That's it. It stops there. I'm not making my car any faster than that because I drive around with my wife. I'm going to drive around with my wife in a 1,000 horsepower car. It has to be drivable. So what are you guys saying here? All right. So I see Fran's in the house. What's up, Fran? Yeah, I'm still on here, Fran. I just decided to go live just to make sure that I could still go live. Because I tried to do this with my new computer and it didn't work. So I went back to my old computer, and this one seems to be configured for this. So, and it seems to be streaming pretty good too. So I think this is going to be whatever I do to go live. All right, I don't want to lose any of the comments, but okay, I see. As you guys saying hello to each other. Yeah, the streaming is pretty good, right? You guys aren't seeing any problems with the streaming? I mean, I've got good Wi-Fi in the house, but I do everything off of a laptop. I can't do stuff on a phone, man. A lot of guys might see me on Instagram. I'm actually using my laptop for Instagram. I can't do it from the phone. I can't do that stuff, touching with your fingers, and I just for some reason I can't do it. Mike J does everything. See, he's the opposite. He does everything on his phone, and I do everything on the PC. I can't do stuff on the phone. I don't use my phone for nothing but talking to people and texting. That's it. I don't download any apps. I don't do any of that stuff. So Fran, Mike J is buying a Z01 and selling the Vet and the Supra. Yeah, you think so, Fran? I don't know. I mean, I think I don't, Mike, chime in, but are you going to keep the Vet, Mike? You're out of money. That's not a good problem to have. Yeah, Fran, you're another one. You do everything on the phone. I can't do that. I don't know why. I it took me a long time to get. I mean, I don't know. I'm always 10 years behind everything. It took me a long time to get used to doing everything on the PC, and I'm actually pretty good PC savvy now with editing and things like that, and using the PC. But when the phones came out, eventually I'm going to have to learn how to do it, but I can't do much on the phone. Like I don't do Instagram from the phone. I simply just don't do it. I don't know why. I like doing stuff on the computer. So Mike J, you're going to keep the vet? Can I ask why? You've had the vet for more than 2 years already. That's a long time for you. Go fast. You say Gen 5. What is that, a Gen 5 Camaro? So Fran says the vet is boring and the super is boring. The Z01 is next big thing. Fran, how do you think a Z01 is going to run in Arizona with the heat? Because that's been my problem with my Whipple car. When I first put the Whipple on the car, um, it was so hot here that the car didn't run that good, and I had to put a chiller on it to get it to work. Or, I mean, it worked. I mean, it just get it to run well. It didn't run well at all. I was pissed. I'll be honest with you. When I put the Whipple on the car, it didn't give me the power that I expected to get out of it. I installed it in September while it was still 90 degrees outside, and it did not run good. It would run good late at night. Like if I went out late at night and the temperature dropped to below like around 80 or so degrees, I could see the car ran better in the cooler weather, but it never really ran good. And so I had to put the chiller on it. And I imagine that would be the same case in Arizona. It's even hotter there, So I don't know. I'm just curious your take on that. All right, so Charlie says Gen 501 with a stick convertible, not in it for competition, just for fun. You know what, Charlie, you might catch a good deal on those cars at this point. You know, they've been out for a while. The newer stuff is, I mean, and an older ZL1 is a little dated by today's standards, so it doesn't mean it's a bad car. It means that you get a good deal on it, and you can modify it and get some power out of it. So Fran says the times that a Z01 will run, those are good times, sub 12-second times. The thing is, how well would it run in Arizona? That's what my question is. And the 10 speed. So Fran says the 10 speed Z01, weight all around car for the price. Fran, how much do those cars go for nowadays? I know they're not cheap. So Charlie, a Gen 5 Z01 you could see in the low 30s. That's not bad for a supercharged car that's all set up already. $50,000 for a Z01. If Mike gets a Z01, he has to get one that's not black. Enough with the black cars for Mike J. 18s are in the 50s and 60s. So Charlie, you're saying that the Gen 6 Z01 is $50,000 or more. Yeah, Mike. Mike J's got this thing about black cars. What's up with that? So Mike, see, Mike says he's keeping the vet, but he knows this is typical Mike J. Yeah, I'm going to keep my cars. I'm going to keep my cars, but he knows that there's a Z01 in Phoenix for $61,000. I know him. He'll go out and say, "Nah, you know what? I think I'm going to buy this car." I expect at some point he'll do that. But it is tough when you like what you got. 'Cause I'm sure the Corvette is a nice ride. It can be hard to part with that. That's not easy to do. So what all are you guys doing? Fran, what are you up to? You got your car running pretty good. I think your car's running 11s now at this point with all the lightweight stuff you put in it, and when the Cobra Jet manifold and cams and tune and everything. How did the Lund tune work out for you on that car? Just curious to have your take on it. And how is the weather over there in Vegas now, anyway? This was just one of those nights I had nothing to do. I was watching a football game, and I just came in here to see. Uh, you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna. I got my other computer right here. Let me go. Let me go to this channel and see what it looks like. Oh, it's delayed by about 3 seconds. Make that 2 seconds. Can you guys hear that? Look at this. That's funny. I've never done that before. I don't get an echo. No, I'm not hearing it here. But I have to turn the volume down on the other computer because it's distracting. So anyway, so it's funny. It's funny doing this because not that many people come to watch, and I see up here. There's a little thing that says how many people are in here, and I see it goes from 5 to 6 to 7 to 6 to 5 to 6 to 7, and there's only 3 or 4 people commenting. So it's interesting. Some people watch, but they won't comment. But you should comment and just say hello, whoever you are. It doesn't matter who you are. You get that mirror effect. How's the new house? The new house is great. We moved here about a year and a half ago, and it was a tough move. Oh, it was so hard to get here because when we moved into the last house, right, that house had a 3-car garage, and I accumulated a lot of stuff. And I try not to do that, but you know how it is. You just don't want to throw things away. So stuff ended up in the attic. Stuff, everything was up on the shelves. And when it came time to move, I had to decide what to keep and what not to keep, right? And we ended up with so much stuff to move, and it just gets so hard to move, and it's hot out there, and it was tough. So Mike says, "Oh, it might be they don't have the Google account, but they're watching." Okay, yeah, maybe that could be. You know, yeah, Fran, it was a tough move. It really was. We I don't know. I don't like to pay people to move, and it gets a little tricky sometimes when you're moving from one house to the other because I don't like we bought this house, but I had to sell the other house first, right? So you have to move out, you have to get everything into storage, and then we moved into a temporary residence, which is pretty easy to do down here, especially in the summertime. There's lots of places where you could go to the furnished that are cheap during the summer. They're really expensive in the wintertime when people come from all over the country just to stay in Florida. So we try to time it in such a way that we go into contract on the house that we're selling and we move out. We move into a temporary residence for maybe 2, 3, 4 months at the most, during which time the new house closes and then we can move in. It's tough to go to contract on a house not knowing that you've got a contract on the house that you're in. So it's like, okay, we're buying a new house, but we haven't sold our old house yet. And you'll want to talk about high anxiety because you're depending on, oh, yeah, because most people would say, oh, yeah, it'll sell, it'll sell, it'll sell. It doesn't always go so well when you're trying to sell a house. People come and look at it, they don't like it, they make ridiculous offers on it, and it gets frustrating. Meanwhile, I'm on contract in another house, and I have to sell the one that I'm in, and I've just got to make a deal and get the timing to work out. We've done it a couple times. We've made it work, but it's frustrating. And to move all your furniture into storage, right? And then once you close on the new house, you got to go and get everything back. And most of it was done just me and my wife, just the two of us. And boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff, plus all the furniture. We moved a lot of stuff. I remember when we closed on the new house and we had to go to the storage container to we rented a truck plus my Ford Escape. That's what we got to move our stuff. And my sister-in-law came to visit us with my mother-in-law, and they helped a lot. I got to tell you, it was nice to have those extra hands because my wife and I were wiped out. And then once we got here, it was like, oh God, I just need to take a break. And I had to go back to work. It's like I didn't catch a break because I've been like really trying to chill for the past year and a half after all of that. After all of that moving. But the house is good. This is a pretty sizable house, about 2,300 square feet. We didn't get to do too much painting last year, but this year I'm going to have to, once the weather is cool now, but then after the holidays, we got to paint the house. And this is a big house with high ceilings and crown molding, and there's a lot to do. Like the middle part of the house, the big part of the house is a really big ceiling, big T-shaped ceiling through the living room, kitchen, and the dining room. And if any of you guys have ever done any painting, when you're painting ceilings and you want the color to blend and not see any streaks and lines and stuff, you've got to continuously paint. It's like you got to, painting can be tricky because, you can't just paint an area and go have lunch and come back and paint the next area and you don't see that breaking point where you took a break. You have to overlap that before the first piece that you did dried. So you hit that, you come back, wet your rollers and go back up. You have to get up on that before the last section you did dried in order to get it to blend. You got that big of a ceiling, you really got to move pretty quickly in order to get it to come right. And the quality of the paint also makes a difference. If you're using a good quality paint like a Sherwin-Williams ceiling paint, that'll make an average painter look like a good painter if you're using better paint. So, Fran, what was your last comment? You done with the build on your car? Are you going to push more out of it? Do you think you will ever go back into Fox bodies? I'm thinking of building an older car. It's funny. I am thinking about building a Fox body. Actually, not a Fox body. We have a 96 Mustang. It's a 96 Mustang GT automatic that's in pretty darn good shape. 96. And I've been thinking about coyote swapping it. Now, I might coyote swap it, or I may build up a really strong 4.6 and put a lot of boost in it. One way or the other, I'm thinking about doing something with that car. A Fox body, maybe. I've built a lot of Fox bodies years ago. I don't know. I'd love to, but they're getting expensive. I already have a car. I'm thinking about using the car that I have. Yeah, so Mike, you know what it's like to paint high ceilings? It's crazy. It's tough. Yeah, SN gang. I had another SN95. Put a video up of it. It was just a slideshow of all the pictures that I took of it. I put a GT40P motor in it with a cam and planned it out pretty good. And that car ran great. I used to race Gen 5 Camaros on the street with it. I couldn't beat the Gen 5s, but I was so close that the guys with the Gen 5s could not believe that my car was that fast. And all it was a GT40P motor that had the right cam in it. That's all it was. It was GT40P motor. What else did I do? I had GT40P shorty headers on it, bolted up to my off-road exhaust, and I put a competition cam in. I think it was a 264 cam that was just about right. Actually, when I think about it, I should have ran a 258. The 264 was a little big for it, but still ran good. 351 wins a build in a 94-95. It's a great build. That's a great build. The only problem with that, because I was going to do it, I couldn't get past having to run a cowl hood on it. That was the thing that made me not put the 392 that I had in the car. I wanted it. I had it. I was all ready to go. I had most of the parts I needed, but I couldn't get around having to put a cowl hood on the car, and I did not want to put a cowl hood on the car. Just to me, I just wanted the car to look stock, completely stock. And with a cowl hood, just look stock, so. And I was eyeballing coyotes at the time, and I'm like, I don't want to get too deep into this thing. I put the P motor in it. Have a nice day. I drove it for a year, and then I got rid of it. Yeah, Charlie likes the idea of 351. It was a nice Cobra that you had, Charlie. Yeah, you like the cowl hood? To each his own. I don't. I'm not critical of what other people want to do. Everybody's got their own gig, and it's cool. Everybody's got their own way to do things, what they like, what they don't like. You know, um, it's cool with me. I mean, I've seen 94, 90, I've seen SN95s with caloads on them. They look good. You know, um, but it wasn't what I wanted. I have my ideas in my mind what I wanted. I always thought that Ford should have built a 351 Mustang, not so much just a Cobra. That's a limited edition car, but I would have loved to have seen a Cobra or just a garden variety Mustang, call it, that had a 5.8 in it. It would fit. Hey, I had an 82 Fox body, an 82 Mustang GT that had the stock hood. If you guys remember, the 82 had that stock hood. And from when you popped the hood from underneath, there was actually a hole in the hood, so that a tall air cleaner could get kind of tucked up into the hood scoop. Even though the hood scoop wasn't open, it gave more room for something tall. So you had a big open plenum manifold, or you put a spacer in there, you raised, it gave you the room. In my 82, I had a 351 Windsor in it, dropped right in. I got the headers for it, so everything hooked up. What else? I had Victor Junior intake manifold with a big Holly carburetor and a big round air cleaner. Well, if I didn't have that hood scoop, I would have had to cut a hole in a hood and put a hood scoop on it. The 82 was already set up. The hood was open to the hood scoop. Closed the hood. My 351 Windsor, you didn't even know it was in there. I mean, you knew you could hear there was something under the hood because of the way it ran, but I didn't have any fitment issues putting a 351 in my 82. I did that back in like 1987. That's how long ago I've been playing around with Fox bodies. Um, you know, I would love to do that again, but I don't know. I've done so many things over the years that if I'm going to do something, I want to do something new. That's why I got into the 18 because when they came out with the 10 speed, it was like, okay, this is something new. This is something I want to do. I'll do more stuff with it. I'll get to the track with it and race it some more. I know that it's a 9-second car. It went, what did it do? 642 in the eighth mile. It went 642 at 112.7 miles an hour. So in the quarter mile, that's a 990 pass. And all I did was put a set of, they weren't even skinnies. They, like they're skinny skinnies, and then there's tires that are a little bit bigger than that are like 6 inches wide. I borrowed them from a friend of mine and put them on the car. The car ran 642 at 112.7, and that's on pump gas. I don't have ED5 in the car. I got pump gas. I got an aggressive tune because I run Boostain in the fuel, and the chiller helps a lot too. In fact, my tuner, right? My tuner that tuned this car, tuning by James. He and I had a lot of conversations about the chiller and a lot of conversations about using Boostain. And after we got done putting the chiller on the car and then him tuning it, he told me, he says, I have a different opinion about Boostain and killer chillers these days. They're, you know, more effective than he would have guessed them to be. You know, the killer chiller, especially here in Florida, is a must, in my opinion. If you've got a boosted car and you're running a heat exchanger, you're much better off running a chiller. And the Boostain actually is great to put in. If you put it in any car, all it's going to do is whatever timing your tune has in it, it's going to give you everything it's got. If you tune for Boostain, you could add more timing and get even more power out of it. That's what I did. And I remember when we tuned it, I gave my tuner the green light. I said, add timing, just keep adding timing until the knock sensors aren't happy. And we did that. And I ended up with 800 horse to the rear wheels. And even though that was a dyno jet estimation, my track times backed it up. So full weight car, 800 to the wheels, running basically 10-second flat. I know, like I say, I know it's going to run a 9 because those stock 20-inch wheels on the front of the car, that really slowed it down. But anyway, I'm just kind of babbling on because I really, haven't really done much with YouTube, and I just decided to go live here on Smokey's Lightning. If anybody was ever wondering why I have Smokey's Lightning, I do a lot of interesting things with this channel. Some of it you guys can see because I post videos and I leave them up, and other times I just post different things to Smokey's Lightning just to see what YouTube is going to do. Are they going to give me a copyright strike, or they're going to tell me, that this particular content that I'm using can't be used, or this kind of music can't be used, or whatever the case may be. I use Smokey's Lightning as a test so that I throw things up there and see if it's going to cause trouble, because I don't want strikes on my Coyote Car Guy channel. I get, monetized over there, so there's revenue coming over there. I don't want to get those strikes. So if I'm going to experiment, I experiment here on Smokey's Lightning. And, some of the videos I post here, I end up posting on Coyote Car Guy. But sometimes it doesn't always work out. Like the last video that I posted on Coyote Car Guy about that Barracuda, right? I saw that Barracuda out in front of a shop, and I'm like, this car is nice. I got to do a video about this. So I just put together a couple of clips. I got a video of it running and looking at the interior and the motor and stuff. And I put the video up here on Smokey's Lightning first, and it was getting it was getting views on Smokey's Lightning. So I'm like, okay, so let me take that video and put it on Coyote Car Guy. Well, it actually got more views and more interest on Smokey's Lightning than it's getting on my other channel, Coyote Car Guy. So I don't know what gives, but sometimes somehow the algorithm picks it up on Smokey's Lightning, but it won't pick it up on Coyote Car Guy. I don't know what that's all about, but it just goes to show you never know with YouTube. You just never know. You could throw something up there and it doesn't get any views, and then you throw up something that's seemingly uninteresting and it gets views. So I really have no idea how all of this stuff works. But anyway, for you other for you YouTubers out there, I mean, not that I'm a huge success at YouTube, because you know what, for somebody like me to actually get channel growth and get interest and get stuff like that, that's a miracle in itself. And it just goes to show you that if I could do it, anybody could do it. Did the Styx concert get a copyright strike? Yes, it did. The thing is, that kind of copyright strike isn't really a strike. What it is I mean, maybe it's a strike. I'm not exactly sure that I'm saying this the right way, but what they did was they said it couldn't be monetized, and they let you leave it there, but it's not something that I can collect revenue from. And I think what YouTube does is that any revenue that comes from that video goes to Styx, because it's their content. They'll let me put it up. They'll let me, leave it there, but they won't let me get the revenue. I think what happens is the revenue gets picked up and sent to them, which makes a lot of sense. It would make sense that they would let me put the video up, because all I'm doing is making money for them. So yeah, so that's all right. I mean, um, I enjoyed that Styx concert, and by the way, that was the end of January of 2020, if I'm not mistaken. Um, COVID was there. There was people in the audience that had COVID. We didn't know about it. That place was packed, and there we were, just doing our thing, enjoying our concert. I could have came at, I'm sure that people came out of that concert with COVID. Had to be. People from New York were coming down to Florida in droves by that time, and New York was where the hotspot was at the time. So I was lucky to get out of that concert without getting sick. I mean, I personally know people that have gotten COVID and have recovered. I also know that people all around me have died from it. So it's not something that I can take lightly. But oh, friend, you left us. I missed all of that. I'm over here talking and I'm not paying attention. So take it easy, friend. We'll catch up with you next time. So, Mike, stupid fast. Yeah, that's true. You forgot about that. Yep. People in that concert, like there was a couple things that we did last year. There's a play studio here in Fort Myers. I forget what it's called, but they hold plays. Whatever. Like, and they hold comedy shops. Like we saw Jerry Seinfeld there, and then there are people who put up who are performers. There's one guy who was impersonating Elvis, and he could sing and dance just like Elvis did. He even looked like a little bit like Elvis. It was a great concert. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I wasn't around during the Elvis time. That was before my time. But he was a popular guy. He did a lot of cool stuff, and he was very talented. And we went to an Elvis concert, if you will, and that was another thing. That was in February of 2020. Place was packed, and it was all snowbirds coming from New York. A lot of them from New York and the New York metropolitan area. And so that was another one of those things. I see Mike stupid fast. He's got to go. Mike, thanks for stopping in. It was nice to have you here. So, what did I get that wrong? Okay, yeah. Go fast. All right. So Charlie, thanks for stopping in, man. We'll catch up with you later. Talk to you soon. Um, Tommy Shore. Who was Tommy Shore? That sounds familiar. Tommy Shore. All right, take it easy, Charlie. Oh, that's right. Styx. When I saw Styx, that lead singer wasn't there anymore. Um, I don't really know that much about Styx, to be honest with you. I just know that I loved their music at the time. That was a band that through the late '70s and early '80s, that was like some of the music that I listened to. Styx, Rush, Van Halen. Those were the bands that I listened to. So of the five people who were watching, it would be cool if all of us could post. Yeah, right. And Linda Ronstadt. She was mostly the '70s. She was a country singer. You know, Linda Ronstadt, to me, while I was growing up, when I was a young teenager, I thought that she was the most beautiful girl I'd ever seen. I remember one time, because back then, um, you played records. All you had was vinyl and 45s. And as a kid, as a 15-year-old, I would run to the local Modell's on Long Island. Remember Modell's Shoppers World? And we would go and buy 45s. There was this counter, and beneath the counter, they would put posters. And I remember one time there was a poster of Linda Ronstadt. And I just stood there and stared at Linda Ronstadt. And it was ingrained in my psyche that this signified what a beautiful girl looked like. And she was beautiful. Um, Deep brunette, with ivory white skin. She was really, really stunning. Did she wear roller skates? No, I mean the picture of Linda Ronstadt was just of her face. You know, Roller skates was very popular in the '70s and '80s. In fact, I did a little roller skating myself, guys. I used to be a speed skater, and I was pretty good too. I didn't I didn't travel with the team because I was too old. That was the problem. I was as fast as those guys were, but I was too old, and I wasn't part of the team. But when they practiced locally, because I used to speed skate in Center Beach, Long Island, and some of the other roller rinks around. I used to speed skate with the fastest guys out there, and I was right there with them. I was just a couple years too old though. That was mostly for younger guys. Yeah, yeah, Mike, stupid fast. She was beautiful. She had beautiful eyes. There's no doubt about it. You know. So anyway, it's nice doing this live stream. I haven't done this in a while. One thing I can tell you is doing a live stream here is like just being myself. Somehow, when I do stuff on the other channel, it's not the same. Somehow, there's some expectation of having to be something else. I don't know, but on the most part, this is me. I don't give a shit. I'm just hanging out in my t-shirt at home, doing what I do. You know, my room is a mess. This room has been a mess since I moved in. I need to clean it up and get things put away, and I got to get the house painted, and I got a lot to do. But and like I said at the beginning of the stream, I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired of all the things I do. I've been hitting YouTube hard for the past few years, and Now it's like I got to take a little bit of a break. I have to sort of pull back a little bit and just chill. So stupid fast. I think you nailed it. When you have many subs, you worry about pissing people off. It's so true. It's so true. You know, on Coyote Car Guy, and I think it's because of the name that I picked for the channel, Coyote Car Guy, because I think that people think it's all about coyotes, and it's true. I mean, that's what I have, and that's what I like to feature. But I can't do videos of only coyotes. I'm It's too narrow a path. You know, there's so many other things out there. There's Corvettes. There's Vipers. There's Chargers. There's Challengers. There's so many different things. I can't pass up on content if that kind of content is available to me. So sometimes I post videos of a Camaro, you know, or a car that's not a Coyote. It's funny how it works. I post a video and I lose subs. It happens all the time. I post a video, it's a good video, you know. I just posted a video of a shock. I called it shock green. It's actually shock yellow. A shock yellow Gen 6 Camaro, an LT1. First thing that happened in the first 20 minutes, I lost 3 subscribers because some people are subscribed to me just for Mustang stuff. Okay, so if I post something that's not about the Mustang, first thing they do is unsubscribe. So you know what? Should I really care about that? I mean, you don't want to lose subscribers. Nobody does, but I can't just do Coyote content. It's not going to happen. I can't have a channel that's only about my car. You need to post a few videos of different things. Plenty of different things around here. So sometimes with that channel, that's exactly what happens. I post something, I piss people off, and they unsubscribe. What was interesting about that shock yellow Camaro was that I lost 3 subscribers, but then I got them all back. Like on that video, like you guys through your YouTube studio, you know that you can look at a specific video, what the subscriber thing, how it went over this. It got this much that day, that day, that day, and I lost 3 subscribers as soon as I posted the video, and then over the next week, I got 3 back on that video. So now it's at 0, as if I hadn't lost anything. So some people subscribed because it was a nice car. I thought it was a pretty good video. So that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes, when it comes to YouTube, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to post this video, and it's all going to go well, and you find out people are unsubscribing. It's like, what's the matter with you people? What are you doing that for? You know. So, Mike, what did you say? The LT1 was cool. I didn't even know they made those till you post the video. Actually, I found out about the LT1 from Mike J. Because Mike J tells me it's called shock. Somebody posted a comment on the channel saying it's not shock green, Al, it's shock yellow. I'm like, all right, well, I screwed that up. But all right, so it's only called shock. It looks like tennis ball. It's like a tennis ball color. I didn't know about that car until Mike J saw one. Mike J did a video because Mike, you guys know Mike. He goes to the dealers and just does a vlog of whatever he sees, talks about it. And I saw the LT1, and I'm like, I really don't like the Super Sport nose. I don't like what they did with it in 2019. 2020 looks okay, a little better, but I still don't like it. But the LT1, I thought looked pretty good in the shock. So I thought that was pretty cool. My computer's doing funny things here. What is this? All right, wait. I got stuff popping up on the screen. It's not supposed to be there. So anyway, guys, I've been on for over an hour, and this was just me screwing around. Yeah, Mike, stupid fast. The when they changed that nose piece and put the bow tie in the middle of the bumper like that, I mean, I don't know what they were thinking. I did a couple of videos on that. I'll never forget. I went to Estero Bay Chevrolet south of me in Estero, and I saw those cars, and I just couldn't believe my eyes. And you know what the funny thing was? Somebody saw me out there and came out to talk to me. Okay, and he wasn't affiliated with the dealer. He wasn't affiliated with Chevrolet. He was just somebody who knew stuff, somebody on the inside. And he came to me, and I told him I didn't like the Camaro. And he said to me, "There's not going to be a Gen 7 Camaro." He says, "There's no plans for a Gen 7 Camaro. They're probably going to end the model. They're going to probably end the Camaro with this for a while until they figure something out because they got no plans for another Camaro." And about a year after that, they announced that they were going to discontinue the Camaro in 2023. So whoever that guy was, he and it wasn't an educated guess. He knew it. He knew what was coming. Anyway, yeah, Mike J likes his PP1. I don't blame you. And no tick, right? Right, Mike? Mike Stupid Fez says no tick. Mike J. Mike J is the tick man. If there's any news about the tick, you're gonna find out about it from Mike J. Now, Mike's talking about the whining noise coming from the 10 or 80s. Mike, my car doesn't do that. I mean, you hear a faint, very, very faint. I know what you're talking about. With my car, it's ultra faint, but it's there. I mean, compared to some of the new ones that you're showing us, my car doesn't make that noise. Anyway, Mike, I'm going to shoot you another video of my car because you yelled at me the last time I talked to you that I didn't do the video right. You wanted to hear revs with the whine. So I'll put that together for you and I'll shoot you that maybe later in the week. But I think I'm going to sign off, guys. It's getting late. It's almost 11 o'clock, so it was fun. And thought my old lady was going to come in here. So this is the first time I've gone live on Smokey's Lightning. I don't know if I'm going to leave this up or not. Maybe I will. What the heck? But anyway, guys, I'm going to sign off, all right? So thanks for stopping in. Mike Stupid Fast. Nice to have you here. Mike J, I'll talk to you soon. And I think Fran and Charlie and all those other guys left. Yeah. Yeah, right, Mike. Mike Stupid Fast. The Whipple makes more wine to cover it up. It was nice to have you here. Anybody else who's watching, because I know that there's a few other people in here. Thanks for stopping in. It was nice to have you here. And I'll try this again at another date. It's been fun. So, all right, guys. Have a great night.